Hey guys, and welcome back to the next video. We did in the last couple of days a video about Warden Charge and Pekka Smash. Since we did that kinda only in theory and more only in friendly challenges, we want today try it out in Legend League since, well, let's just try it. This will be the army I'm using. I might switch out later the Warbreakers because I don't really know if I will need them, but the main army will be 9 bowlers, 4 Pekkas, a little bit of funnel around that, like Baby Dragon, a couple of wizards, and then the main idea of the Warden. With the Warden, like, what is the goal to get with pretty much? The first thing is to get funnel. That's the obvious part. And the second thing is what you can go for is most of the time something like Inferno Towers in the second layer, which normally your queen cannot reach, which is super nice in the Legend League because not like nearly no one is defending that because it's pretty rare right now. So if you can master this, it's pretty good. So this base at the same time is kind of often as well. So that's kind of nice that we got it really early. What is the goal? I try to get rid of the Inferno Tower, if possible the cannon and maybe even the X-Bow. I know I will have to spend at least 1 or 2 rages, but this shouldn't be an issue at all because we don't need that many rages for the Pekka part normally. At the same time, we have always the Slammer, so that's always nice. And even in the strategy, you can most of the time ignore the townhall if you want to, which means you have always the Slammer to make sure that you get the townhall, which pretty much means you can go for the entry wherever you want. On this one, I would try to go immediately into the townhall. I will use my king to funnel because I don't need him in the base. He will go around the corner. Meanwhile, my ward is joining up with the main forces. I have still 2 rages left. Second rage is placed. First rage for my main push is right on top of the town hall. The bowler bouncer will activate it. There's no problem with that using the Warden ability. Then the lava, which is super annoying because it's most of the time in the CC. I don't really know if you should swap out the poison. I'm not like such a Pekka Smash pro, whatever. So I don't know, maybe you can just ignore the poison because I feel like the poison isn't doing too much in Pekka Smash attacks because the queen has to kill pretty much every single pup anyways. So I'm not sure yet what I should think about that one. The queen is going to the left. Meanwhile, our Pekka with all of the healers are going straight into the backside of this base, which is nice because the Slammer is actually tanking for the healers, which means most of my healers are staying alive, making sure that my Pekka are staying alive. And this means this is going to be a triple in the end with the Baby Dragon still alive. I have my loons coming around, Wizard at the top just to make sure that there's no cleanup issue, a couple of Warbreakers just to make sure that my Pekka could reach the Archer Tower even though the Warbreaker fails. But hey, 25 seconds left, and this should be a triple if I don't run out of time. So that's Wizard, and the Wizard is getting the Archer Tower down, and this means this is going to be a triple. I even swagged the freeze spell, so I just have to remind myself I have a freeze in this composition because I normally don't really use it. So yeah, last second finish. With this army, you will be always short on time. So I think around about 1 minute is what you can give your Warden to actually funnel and get some value. If it's more, it's always super tricky to actually get 3-star because time is such an issue. And that's why I'm bringing a couple of wizards just to make sure that I can actually clear up the base. And let's try the next one. The next one is going to be more classic anti-2-star base. With kind of this teaser setup. I try to get rid of the storages, and after that I will just place the queen to make sure that I can get the single Inferno Tower. The issue with that is that the Warden cannot outrange the single Inferno Tower, which is not that cool, but hey. We got a Black Mine with our Coconut Loon there, which is nice as well. And meanwhile the Warden is sniping away the storages. If I'm rewatching this, I think I could have used my queen as well because she should outrange pretty much everything over there as well. So I don't know whether that was the best decision, but we wanted to force the Warden charge. So hey, here we go. Freeze and the rage just to make sure that my queen is getting rid of all of this. And then I try to jump immediately into the base because on this army I don't want to use my ram. Except it's too obvious, like, except I have to pretty much. I had to use my Warden ability pretty soon because my stupid healers did not target the queen. And then the king to funnel on the outside, jump to make sure that all the Pekka, all of the bowlers are going inside, poison spell, and I still don't know whether you should use a poison or not. I guess there are better Pekka Smash attackers than me out there, so let me know in the comments what you think. Do you use a poison in the Pekka Smash army or you don't? I don't know, maybe I should use another freeze or another haze, whatever, but yeah, that's how it is. I would have liked to have the Warden ability right now, but because I had to use it to save my queen, I kind of lost a couple of bowlers there, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, it still looks really good. Most of the air defenses, or like all of the air defenses, were at the top, which means we can use our slammer to make sure that he's following pretty much this line of defenses in the bottom, and even if the slammer opens, we can still use the haste spell. This time we don't have the free spell left because we had to use it early onto the single Inferno Tower, but still it looked good. 1 minute left. Let's see whether we will run out of time or not. The AD is shooting my healers, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, Pekka is still alive, Queen is still alive. I have to use her ability probably soon, but so far she's out of range of everything, so that's nice. Still standing behind the enemy, or like my own Pekka. And meanwhile, my loons are flying around. A couple of wizards just to help to get everything started, and then the haste spell in the end. If you're placing haste spells, the key to this is that you're a little bit overlapping your the defense where the loons are finishing. For example, it overlapped the air defense, which means they got hasted into the next defense. On haste spells or on rage spells, it's pretty much the same. When you place them, that you can fly pretty much from one defense to the other, they will keep the momentum pretty much going, which means if they're leaving the extra radius of the spell, they have for a couple of seconds still the effect on them, which means you only have to overlap one defense and they will fly to the next one still with the same effect, like with the haste or with the rage effect. So that's a super important thing for air attacks, for example, with this strategy. So that's something to keep in mind. This is the next one, and this is going to be once again the Warden funnel in the early stage of this attack. I'm using a wizard just to make sure that my Warden is taking for ages, because, well, sometimes you just want to speed it up. The wizard got 2 buildings and the storage down, which is super crucial on this one, so my Warden can focus on those defenses. And one more thing, you don't have to be scared that your Warden is switching to your wizard. He is not. He is a little bit strange on that, so as long as there are 1 or 2 troops, he should ignore them. For example, the loons on the left. He's only starting to follow pretty much loons, for example, like 3 to 4 loons, then he's following them, otherwise not. Except it's pups, I guess. He's following pups even if it's only 1. That's kind of the issue there. But still, except that, he's only following troops when it's like a big group. Now we are going for the Inferno Tower, and as soon as the Inferno Tower is down, we can start off with the main group, which means final with the king, Pekka in behind, Bowler in behind, and make sure that the Warden is joining up. Another rage, I wasn't sure whether the Warden would survive. I think this rage was pretty much wasted, sadly, but I don't know, I'm still new with the strategy, so my bad. I used the jump spell to get inside of the base. I think I should have used it a little bit more on the corner, because I didn't really fun on that side, so this means my troops can walk pretty much and ignore the jump spell. So I think if I would have placed it onto the archer tower on the right, it would have been way better. This time I remember the freeze spell to make sure that I freeze the expo and the Inferno Tower because I have no Warden ability left. And now most of the groups or like troops are jumping in, except my queen, which kind of sucks, but like I said, I think it would have been better if I would have placed the jump spell on the outside, or more on the outside. And meanwhile, all of my boulders are still alive, all of my Pekka are still alive, and clearing things in the middle. Now I try to share the damage pretty much with healers and slammer. Sadly, the slammer was a little bit too late, and this means there were no healer left, so I couldn't share anything of the damage. But still, I got the air defense down. The slammer is going through those defense, and at the same time, he's opening up all of the walls for my Pekka, which means they should be able to reach all of the last couple of defenses. But you already see the time is running out. Then the tornado trap is catching all of my loons, which means the loons can't really keep going, which kind of sucks. Even more wizards on the outside, 15 seconds, 90%, 12 seconds. It's getting really close. Queen is getting the archer tower done. 5 seconds left, and yeah, this is going to be a really high percentage 2-star, but sadly no 3-star. But that was it pretty much for this episode. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys want to try it on your own, one charge Pekka smash is really good. You shouldn't do it on every single base, but when you see an opener with something like a Inferno Tower in the second row, you can do it. It's kind of easy as soon as you figure out the beginning, and then you can just keep going, practice it. And I pretty much like this army. I normally don't attack with Pekka smash or anything like that, but this attack is kind of fun. So let's see whether I will repeat that in the future. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys liked this episode, and we'll see you guys in the next 2 days.